Emergency fund essentials: why and how to build one. In life, unexpected emergencies are bound to happen. Having an emergency fund can make these unforeseen events less stressful. If you're unsure about why an emergency fund is necessary and how to build one, this video will provide you with the essentials to unlock the key steps towards achieving a secure financial cushion. Before moving forward, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for future interesting videos. Understanding the importance of an emergency fund. Picture this: an unforeseen emergency hits. Maybe it's a job loss, a medical incident, or a costly car repair. These unexpected occurrences can send anyone into a state of panic. However, if you have an emergency fund, you can navigate these rough patches with a sense of security. This is why an emergency fund is such an essential tool in your financial arsenal. An emergency fund is more than just a chunk of change set aside. It's a financial buoy there to keep you afloat in the stormy seas of unpredictability. It's not meant to be used for daily expenditures or the occasional splurge, but rather it's reserved specifically for unpredictable, unavoidable costs that can catch you off guard. Think of it as a stress shield. It provides a sense of comfort, knowing you have a monetary buffer to support you when things don't go as planned. This peace of mind is invaluable. It can help you sleep better at night and breathe easier during the day, removing the constant worry of what if. It's important to remember that life isn't about dodging emergencies, it's about preparing for them. It's not about predicting the exact moment an emergency will occur, but about having the financial readiness to handle it when it does. That's why an emergency fund isn't a financial perk or privilege, it's a necessity. It's a concrete step towards fostering financial stability and resilience in an unpredictable world. Determining the ideal size of your emergency fund. The magic number for your emergency fund can be as unique as your favorite coffee order. It's determined by your personal lifestyle, your monthly costs, your income, and how many mouths you have to feed. Nevertheless, a tried and true guideline suggests saving enough to cover 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. This isn't just the big stuff like rent or mortgage payments, but all the nitty-gritty expenses too. We're talking groceries to feed your midnight snack cravings, utility bills to keep the lights on and the water running, car payments for those Sunday drives, and any other regular monthly expenses that keep your world spinning. Tailoring your emergency fund to your personal financial situation and expenditures is critical. As with a well-fitted suit or dress, the right size can make all the difference. Just remember, this fund is your financial safety net. It's there to catch you if you fall, so you want to make sure it's sturdy enough to support you in times of need. So take a moment, take a deep breath, and dive into your finances to figure out the ideal size for your emergency fund. Don't just skim the surface. Really analyze your spending habits, recurring bills, and potential unexpected expenses. Then, armed with that knowledge, you can set a savings goal that's realistic, achievable, and most importantly, comforting. Because that's what an emergency fund is all about, providing comfort in the face of life's uncertainties. Gradual savings, a feasible approach to build an emergency fund. Imagine trying to build a house in a day. It sounds impossible, right? The same principle applies to your emergency fund. You don't need to have it fully funded overnight. Instead, a gradual, consistent approach to saving can make the process manageable and less intimidating. To begin, establish a monthly savings target. It could be a fixed dollar amount or a certain percentage of your paycheck. Remember, the goal is to gradually accumulate savings, not to stretch your finances too thin. One practical strategy to accomplish this is setting up automatic transfers. By doing so, a designated portion of your income will go directly to your emergency fund. This out of sight, out of mind approach reduces the temptation to spend and makes saving feel effortless. You'll be surprised at how quickly your fund grows with this steady drip feed method. Keep in mind, this isn't a sprint, it's more of a long-distance run. So don't be discouraged if your progress seems slow at first. It's all about creating a saving habit. With time, patience, and consistent effort, you'll soon see the fruits of your labor. Building an emergency fund might initially seem like a Herculean task, especially if your savings account is currently sitting at zero. However, by taking it one step at a time, you'll find that the seemingly insurmountable mountain becomes a manageable hill. So why wait? Kickstart your journey towards financial security by setting up a feasible gradual savings plan today. Remember, every marathon starts with a single step. Where to store your emergency fund? Finding the perfect home for your emergency fund is a bit like finding the perfect parking spot at a crowded mall. You want close enough for quick and easy access, but not so close that it becomes a target for impulsive spending on non-emergency items. Enter the high-yield savings account, the VIP parking spot for your emergency fund. High-yield savings accounts are kind of like the big sibling of standard savings accounts. They boast higher interest rates, meaning your hard-earned money will be busy multiplying even when it's just sitting there. In this way, your emergency fund isn't just a financial safety net, it's also a growth opportunity for your wealth. You might be wondering, but what about liquidity? Great question. Just like a super flexible gymnast, these accounts are impressively liquid. You can withdraw your money whenever you need it, which is a crucial characteristic for your emergency fund. It's like having a well-stocked pantry you can dip into when unexpected guests arrive. In essence, a high-yield savings account offers the perfect blend of accessibility and growth for your emergency fund. It's like a cozy nest where your money can hibernate safely while also growing, all set to fly out when a financial winter hits. So consider giving your emergency fund the VIP treatment it deserves with a high-yield savings account. Prioritizing your emergency fund in your budget. You've nailed down your emergency fund goal and you know where to store it. Now it's time to make sure that goal stays at the forefront of your financial picture. How do we do this? It's simple. By giving your emergency fund a starring role in your budget. It's time to give your budget a makeover. Start by carving out a special line item for your emergency fund. This move helps to elevate its importance, making it stand out amid all your other expenditures. After all, your emergency fund is not just another expense. It's your financial lifesaver, ready to jump into action when you need it most. The key here is to consider your emergency fund as a fixed expense, much like your rent or car payment. This shift in perspective ensures you allocate funds towards it regularly. As soon as your income lands, whisk a certain amount into your emergency fund, even before you tackle other expenses. This pay-yourself-first approach makes sure your emergency fund isn't overlooked or shortchanged. But how do you free up more money to pour into your emergency fund? This is where your budget comes in again. Take a good, hard look at your spending habits. Could you skip that daily latte and brew coffee at home instead? Maybe those weekly restaurant dinners could become monthly treats. Or perhaps you could stream workouts at home rather than pay for a pricey gym membership. These changes might seem small, but they can snowball into significant savings over time. Rebuilding your emergency fund after an emergency. Imagine you've just weathered a financial storm. Your emergency fund swooped in and saved the day, but now it's looking a bit depleted. It's time to don your financial superhero cape once more and replenish it. But where to start? First, remember, rebuilding your fund doesn't have to feel like a daunting task. It's not about immediately restoring it to its former glory. Rather, it's about taking measured, consistent steps towards its full recovery. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Start by revisiting your budget. This is your roadmap to navigate your way back to financial health. Identify areas where you can trim some fat. Maybe you can cut back on dining out or entertainment expenses for a few months. Every little bit counts. It's all about making small, sustainable changes that add up over time. Additionally, any extra cash you receive, whether it's from a side gig, a tax refund, or a cash gift, should be considered a golden opportunity to bolster your emergency fund. Remember, each dollar you add brings you one step closer to regaining your financial cushion. Remember, don't be too hard on yourself if the rebuilding process seems slow. It's more important to cultivate a disciplined savings habit than to stress over the speed of replenishment. Just as you built your fund initially, approach the replenishing phase with patience and consistency. Finally, don't forget to celebrate your milestones along the way. Whether you've hit the halfway mark or you finally restore your fund to its full strength, take a moment to acknowledge your achievement. Remember, each milestone is a testament to your resilience and commitment to your financial well-being. If you enjoyed from this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.